So, a viewer recently asked me, what is your opinion on the LGBTQ plus community? And it was a few days ago, and I've been thinking about it a little bit. And for some reason, in my head, I kept thinking, what do you think of the LGBT community? And for some reason, I forgot the word opinion. And so in my head, I was kind of developing a reaction more than an opinion. But a lot of my reaction is my opinion, isn't it? Let me start off with this before I go into my opinion. And this is advice that I would give myself and that I would give anyone. That anyone should heed this advice. If you're a person. If you're not a person, then you do not need to listen to this advice. But if you're a person, be yourself. Be yourself. Before you join any community, before you sign up to become a part of something bigger than you, be yourself. And what goes with being yourself is know yourself. You can't be yourself if you don't know who you are. And again, do that before you join any community, before you join some club, some affinity club about identity politics, about anything that's divisive, that's inclusive, exclusive, defensive, offensive, whatever. Before you, the person, whoever you are, I don't know you, before you join one of these groups, know who you are and be that person. Not know who you want to be, not know who you'd like to be, not know who your family thinks you should be. Know who you are. You know, I like this watercolor, Japanese style painting behind me. I don't know if it was actually made in Japan or China or, Korea, or I don't know exactly where it's from, but the style that I know is mostly through Europeans. It's Japanese. I like that. Should I deny that about myself? That is a part of who I am. Is the things that you enjoy are a part of who you are. But again, know who you are. Don't start looking for the labels in the world. Because wow, we've got so many labels. Before you start with the labels, know yourself. Know yourself in a way that is beyond words, that cannot be captured by words. Okay, so 3 minutes on that, right? So, what is my opinion of the LGBTQ plus community? So before I can even get into that, I have to talk about community, about what a community is, what it means to be in a community. And that's maybe a little bit difficult for me because I haven't really felt a part of many communities in my life. And one of the reasons is that many of the times that you're with other people in a social situation, it's not by choice. You are kind of forced to be in those situations. So at work, in school, those are not necessarily voluntary choices as to who you're around. The first community is family. However you want to define family, whether it's, the blood relatives or, but to me, it's the people who are immediately around you, whom you depend on to survive. Because if you think about it, as a baby, without a family, it doesn't matter if it's your blood family, okay? An abandoned baby can be found and taken care of, and we can call that the family. But without those people, whatever you want to call them, without that first set of people who take that responsibility for the baby, that baby dies. There's no two ways about it. So the first community is family. And then the second community would be tribe. village. Again, the word that you use is only as important as it helps you to maintain the understanding. The second community is the tribe or the village. And then all other communities are, I don't even know. Are there other communities? Do they really exist? Or are they forms of families and tribes? And they're not the same thing, because a family, they take care of you. A tribe, there's interdependence, there's give and take. In a family, the baby doesn't give anything except for entertainment, and that's why so many people get dogs these days, because they don't want the responsibility of a baby. So they want the entertainment of a baby. Whatever. So, community. So to me, those are the two levels of community, and it's very easy in our minds to then confuse. So, for instance, there's a lot of tribal language, modern tribal language, referring to people as family. Okay? It's very common in the LGBTQ plus community, since this is the topic of discussion, of the family. Hey, fam, So now the problem is that fam is mixing the two tribes. It's mixing the role of a family, which is, again, people that you can depend on when you need them, and the role of a tribe is people who you have inter-shared responsibilities and who may not come to your aid if you have nothing to offer them. So let's finally, at 7 minutes, get into the LGBTQ plus community. Now, I think this as much about any other community, so to speak, as I do about the LGBTQ plus community. This is not special to them per se. Many times in these communities, there are hierarchies. Okay, so there are the people at the bottom, the hoi polloi, the plebeians, and then there's the aristocracy and the nobility as you go up. So I'm always weary of any social circumstance in which a lot of attention and credence is given to individuals who exist in the hierarchy and who are able to influence and make decisions for others. I'm always weary about that. Not to say that that's necessarily a bad thing, but I want it to be demonstrated to me why we are accepting that particular system of social organization versus something more, equality, right? So in any community, there's all kinds of culture that goes with it. And people from the outside looking in, they might say, why do these people do this way? Why are they doing this? Why do they talk like that? Why are they always doing this? Why are they always bringing up that? Why is this so important to them? That's people from the outside looking in, right? So now from the inside looking out, it might look instead like this. Oh, these are my people, so this is what they stand for. I should stand for what they stand for. That way I can be with them. Oh, this is the new style with my people, so, I should dress up the way my people dress up because I want to be one of my people. I don't want to be separated from my people. Can you see where I'm going with this? There's this sort of like feedback mechanism. From the outside, it's about difference. Why are these people different? From the inside, it's like, why am I not the same as the other people in my community? Now, this is not to say that all communities are like this, and it's not to say that every community is always like this or is like this in its entirety, but it's to say that these are qualities of communities that, again, start subverting the roles of what a community is supposed to do, of what that community is supposed to do. An affinity community is supposed to give you support, is supposed to make you feel whole, like a normal person, because other people have those similarities to you. It's not supposed to subvert your personality so that you can further fit in to this community that you have somehow attached yourself to. And so past 10 minutes, and I'm sure my phone's going to run out because this is an old phone. It's going to run out of space soon to even carry this video. If it can even carry this video, and maybe I wasted all this time. So, what is your opinion on the LGBTQ plus community? I don't think it's a real community. I think it's a club more than a community. It's like a fan club or something. I think it's something different to every person who feels like they're a member of that community. They define it in their own way. It's not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying this is my opinion. I think that everyone defines the LGBTQ plus community in their own way. So within that community, so to speak, there are segregation issues. There is racism, transphobia, colorism, body shaming. So all these issues, which are not specific to any community, they're specific to cultures and societies. They exist in that community. And that's a big problem for me. Why would I want to join a community in which is embedded all of these negative things, all these destructive things that when I was growing up, and I'm still growing up, things that made my life so hard, that made me depressed, that made me sad, that made me confused and question myself, question whether I should even be allowed to be happy because I couldn't fulfill some ideals that someone else gave me. Okay, I was so worried about these communities that I couldn't be myself. I couldn't even stop for a moment to think of who I was. Let me give you one quick example before I wrap up. That has nothing to do with the LGBTQ plus community, but if anyone wants me to rant more about this, you can go ahead and ask me. I'm happy to. So when I was in middle school, there was like this kind of post-headbanger, post-grunge, like faux gothic movement going on where people were, like Marilyn Manson was like making his skin white and you know, like wearing black and big boots and baggy pants. The pants were so baggy, and big shirts, and so for some reason that was like the subculture that I was interested in for a while. And I tried to do it. I tried to fit in. I really did. I wanted to fit in. But I didn't like most of the music. I didn't really like most of the clothing. And so I just couldn't pull it off. You know, but people who could pull it off, they were cool, right? Ooh. And now I look back on it and I'm like, ugh, why did I waste all that time? Why did I waste all that time trying to fit in? So, join any community you want. But don't join it because you need someplace to fit in. Join because you do fit in. There's a famous saying from some, dead American. I don't want to join any club that would have me as a member, or something to that effect. And so to me, I don't necessarily disagree. It's more like, I only want to join clubs in which I need to be a member. Not that that's wrong too. Not that I need to be a member. Because again, like this sort of dependency that's like, I need to do, it's like, then it's like lack of self-control. Oh, there's so much more to say about this. I should have cut this off at 12 minutes. Be well.